Actually it's very difficult to sit here in order of humility to speak about Srila Gurudev. I was called to India in the month of October because the doctor that was used to treat Srila Gurudev had so much of faith and confidence in this doctor. This doctor is a Vaidya doctor from South India, but he lives in Malaysia. And so ever since Gurudev was having this severe pain, and so for a month, since the month of September, the beginning, I've been corresponding with Vijay Krsna Prabhu to bring the doctor to India. And then doctor had requested that the blood report and all the report to be sent to him. And so then realizing that Srila Gurudev was diagnosed with this sickness, so he had taken out this this leaf that was written by thousands of years ago about the sickness that Srila Gurudev was going through. And he had to take this, all these herbs, about almost 2 weeks to do this medicine. It requires almost about 10 doctors to sit down and complete this medicine. But I had personally requested him to do this for Srila Gurudev, how dear he was to us. So he had given his time and given priority to me to do this medicine. So for the last 2 weeks we were running everywhere, and finally the medicine was completed, and then we rushed to India the following day. When we arrived, then there was many doctors was in charge of Srila Gurudev. There was one doctor from Germany, another doctor from Philippines, and also from America. And as this doctor was about to mix and give this medicine to Srila Gurudev, but the doctor that was in charge did not allow to give this medicine because he felt that just before, 2 weeks before, so many herbs, Ayurvedic medicines, allopathic medicines were all given to Srila Gurudev, and a lot of complications, and Srila Gurudev was still not progressing, was vomiting quite a bit. And so at that point, 3 days had already passed, and Gurudev was actually, I was in the bed of Mother Maharaj, which was just a few feet away. He was mourning in pain. I've never seen this pain that Srila Gurudev was going through. We know this all a transcendental Leela is performing, but to see it in this eyes, it was totally unbearable. And so Mother Maharaj had told me that I'm going to go against the doctor's order and I'm going to give this medicine. And suddenly, Gurudev, not knowing what medicine was being given and things like that, suddenly he had called Mother Maharaj. He said, "Why is the Malaysian medicine not given to me? I will be okay with this medicine." So hearing these words, Mother Maharaj rushed to me, and we quickly went and took the medicine and prepared. And the main medicine we had given to Gurudev. And so there was 2 doses was given. One was in the evening and one was late in the night. And about 5:30 in the morning, there was a knock in my door. And I opened the door. There was Brinda Didi there. And she said, quickly, hurry up to Gurudev's room. So at that time, my heart was pounding so hard because what had happened. So when we rushed to the room, I rushed to the room, and then Srila Gurudev was sitting up. And when he saw me, he called me. He said, I'm okay now, I will be okay. I have full faith with this doctor, and I have full faith with this medicine. So that gave such a relief. But the doctor had, that same day, he had taken his flight back to Malaysia. And he had requested also, from now onwards, very careful diet and nutrition to be given in a very, very simple manner. But the next day, Srila Gurudev started to vomit, and this had dragged him pretty much weakened, and the pain that he was mourning for many days subsided, but this vomiting that he was going through was dragging him down very badly. So it was up and down for the last few weeks, and finally Gurudev has said that I want to go to Govardhan. And at that time, I had brought the doctor back again to once again check his pulse and to see what is the progress. And so doctor has said the pain has subsided and you are looking much better. So every time when Srila Gurudev sees this doctor, and next minute a different way he said to one of the devotees that I'm coming to Houston. And also he had also said, since doctor is in Malaysia, I shall also come to Malaysia. And so it was very important that Srila Gurudev was not to be seen vomiting, or he had to be properly monitored and looked after, so that this vomit or this mucus that was coming out was creating a lot of weaknesses and pulling Gurudev down. So he had gone to Govardhan, and then finally it was also up and down, and there was a few days at that time, I think doctor from Philippines, Dr. Ray came in for the second time, and then he had also started to become better, and the pain was completely almost subsided. And so from there, he had also came out and gave darshan to everybody, and he spoke 1-2 words. And he had also requested everyone to come for parikrama, and also to bring some new devotees to parikrama. It was his heart at that time that he has requested. All of us should preach, all of us should reach out to people and spread this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So from there, there was an MRI test to be done. So we had taken Srila Gurudev to the Fortis Hospital in New Delhi. And from there, it was diagnosed that he had cancer was still there, and there was also some tumor that was growing. But we could not detect, because the first test that was done, we could not see that what the first test, there was no size of this tumor, and so we could not calculate whether it had expanded or subsided. So anyhow, there was also a very sad moment in the hospital, because doctors had completely given up hope and said days are numbered, and so you think of something alternative and see what can be done. So he was brought, Srila Gurudev was brought to Delhi, and then and he was not doing well, he was soon going down, and we had brought the doctor again for the third time, and this time the doctor had checked and given some, he had some pain at the day when he came. So as the day I brought the doctor inside, Srila Gurudev said, I don't want any more treatment, I want to leave. And then we brought the doctor in front of Srila Gurudev, and he looked at the doctor, and the doctor checked and said, he's looking okay, you're fine. And he said, I'm having very bad stomach pain. So quickly he pulled out from his bag and he mixed up some medicine, he gave to Gurudev. And after 2 hours, Srila Gurudev had called back this doctor, and the doctor had rushed back to the room, and Srila Gurudev was sitting and smiling, and he said, I'm feeling so much better now. So there was a very nice pastime here that Srila Gurudev said, because doctor had gone to the next room with Mother Maharaj to show him the medicines that he had brought, and Srila Gurudev said, can you ask the doctor, he said to one of the devotees, whether he can make my hearing better. I have some hearing problem. And Mother Maharaj heard this. So Mother Maharaj quickly came back to the room and said, now you want to settle your existing problem, or you want to settle this problem? Which one you want? And Gurudev gave a very cheeky smile, and at the time devotees was massaging him. So, but the next day again, he went down a little bit, and that was the day that they were taking him to Jagannath Puri. And so Srila Gurudev had gone to Jagannath Puri because of the conditions in Delhi was getting cold, winter was setting in. And so in Puri, Mother Maharaj had called me and requested me to come to Puri, because I was coordinating with the doctor and arranging a few things. So I just made my trip to Puri, and because for the last 3 months I was trying to get one very important doctor from South India, from Sri Rangam temple. This was the guru of the Vaidya that was treating Srila Gurudev. But I was unable to bring this doctor, because this doctor is a very humble doctor. He's almost 5 years younger than Srila Gurudev, but he had not left Sri Rangam. He had never taken a flight out, but whoever had come to him, so miraculously he had cured them. So for 3 months I was trying to get him, but I was not able to. But finally he had agreed to come. So we've arranged all the tickets, two doctors from Malaysia, two white-haired doctors, and this doctor from Sri Rangam. So they came, and so he entered the room and he had taken the pulse of Srila Gurudev. And then Mother Maharaj and Brajanath quickly, very anxiously wanted to hear what is the opinion of this doctor about Srila Gurudev. So he said, wait, I have to go to my room for a while. So the doctor had gone back to the room. This is the doctor from Sri Rangam. He closed his eyes and he was meditating. And in a short while he opened his bag, he mixed the medicine and he brought back to the room. Because at that point, Srila Gurudev was also going up and down, but suddenly for the last 1 week, he was having very severe chest pains and also very continuous hiccups that was aggravating the situation. This is hiccups is a sign which is not good. And he was also having vomiting and also tendency to vomit. And lots of mucus, was almost like in a day was 25 times, around 15 to 25 to 30 times had to go to the toilet. And lots of mucus was coming out, not a normal stool that he was experiencing. And so this was dragging him pretty much very down. So the doctor makes this medicine and he said, take this medicine. And there was a very shocking thing that happened. Suddenly the next day his hiccups subsided, his chest pain was almost subsiding, there was no more tendency for vomiting, and in the evening he had a complete normal stool again, and he was feeling so much better, and you could see the glow in Mother Maharaj and Brajanath's face, that suddenly, because the main problem he was having this stomach pain that was aggravating, that subsided a long time ago, but it was still there, but not to a very intensive pain. And then these four main areas, the chest pain, the hiccups, the mucus and the vomiting, complete was, came to a very controllable situation. And so the doctor said, I have to go back and I will try to do something. But he kept saying, I have not come here. I only came because Ranganathji had ordered me to come. And all this medicine was brought by him. I'm just a very tiny servant. He spoke in Tamil. He said, "Now oru kuli karan." So I'm just a tiny servant. I know nothing. By his order, I brought this medicine. So and I was so anxious because he said to come after 5 days. He'll make, because he had finally seen Gurudev's pulse. Yes, now he knows what to do. He said, come after 5 days. But I was so anxious that I rushed. I said, I'm coming the next day. And when I reached Sri Rangam, and then finally I quickly tried to hurry the doctors to go and buy this medicine, these herbs. But they said, no, you have to wait. And I was very, very sad because I want to do it, and the next day, if possible, I can fly back to Jagannath Puri and give Gurudev this medicine. But the doctor said no, And also, before leaving, the doctor had, Mother Maharaj had asked the doctor, they were thanking the doctor so much because Gurudev has now become well. And he said, I did nothing. It's all Ranganathji. And Mother Maharaj had offered to give some money. He said, no, don't give me anything. So he was a very, very humble. He had even not gone into the Ranganathji temple because Ranganath has always come to his heart, and they sit down and eat, they talk together, and he's very, very, very humble, he stays just the next door of Ranganathji. So, and he kept telling all the time, even I was rushing this medicine, he said, you have to be patient, only he will order when you can make this medicine. So I was not able to push him to go and buy, to immediately start work on the medicine. And so the next day, because I also was going to the temple, but the doctor again stopped me from going. He said, take darshan in the morning. So in the morning at 5 o'clock, I was going to Ranganathji, and finally there was a phone call saying that Srila Gurudev had left. And I was so shivering and don't know what to do. I was just a few doors away from Ranganathji, and when I came, had darshan with Ranganath, and I was just completely shocked. But I always remembered the words of this doctor. He said, it is all up to him. So, looking at all the situation, this day where Srila Gurudev was supposed to leave was already decided. And he had just come to perform this Leela.